If you're stiff, tight, achy, I'm gonna show you a 5-minute routine that you could do daily that can change everything. And all you're gonna need is your phone and a little bit of effort. Let's get to it. What's up guys, Dr. Nick. So we're gonna be going over 5 exercises. You're only gonna need your phone to get out your timer. So if you have a stopwatch, sure, cool, but get your phone, you probably have that more handy, and get your timer out. And you're gonna set it to 1 minute. We're gonna go over 5 different exercises to get your body moving. These things are gonna be going through flows because it will break up the monotony of sitting all day for work or doing desk work that leaves you just feeling all stiff and tight. So let's get right to it. First one is just gonna be opening up the hips. So let's set the timer and we're gonna go right now for 1 minute. So now we're gonna go in 3 different directions. We're gonna go forward, on a bit of an angle, and out to the side like this. Now the idea with this is I'm stretching really both hips in this case because I'm putting some load through this leg, but I'm really obviously focusing on stretching the downside leg. Now the idea is I wanna go as far as I can into each position to feel a nice stretch. The idea isn't to just jam yourself as far as you can into it to get further, but you wanna move nice and easy dynamically, making sure you feel different lines of tension being stretched with each step. So you'll feel a different line being stretched here versus here versus here. The idea is just to move in and out of positions. So we got about 15 seconds to go, and you wanna make sure you're having that good mind-body connection to each step to get more of a stretch with ones that you're doing. Make sure not to go aggressive, but get yourself moving. So that's 1 right there. All right, moving on to the next one, spine mobility. We're gonna be doing cat-cow. Timer's out, 1 minute is going. So from here, I'm gonna have my hands underneath my shoulders, knees underneath my hips. Now from here, I'm gonna start in an arched position, and I'm just gonna go 1 segment at a time, going down my spine to round as far as I can, like so, and then I'm gonna reverse the motion like this. Now the idea is to have good mind-body connection throughout when you're doing this motion versus just going too fast like this, because you're just gonna be hinging from one movement. So you wanna think, I'd like to tell clients, you wanna think about like a wave going from your head all the way down your spine throughout this. So head goes down, upper back rounds, middle back, and then my low back. You got about 20 seconds, and then we're gonna reverse it. So you should get about at least 10 reps as you do this, nice and flowy like. We got 10 seconds. And this is a great one for spine health that you should definitely do daily. And there it is, 2. Let's go to the next one. So this next one is a little bit more dynamic and active. We're gonna be working on the hips, getting in and out of positions, but we're gonna have some upper body support throughout this too, so we'll work in the upper body a little bit too. Timer out, 1 minute, and let's go. So from here, I'm gonna go up as far as I can with my leg, and I'm gonna go into the stretch, and then I come back, and I'm going to the other side. So I go in to the stretch, and I'm gonna be going back and forth. Now the idea with this is, when you're going up with the leg, you wanna get it up as far as you can, and you could use your arm to push it out a little bit to get more into that hip as you're doing this. This is a good one to keep the hips dynamic, really target the back of the capsule of the hip, which is typically limited in a lot of individuals. So by going in and out of this position, you're dynamically getting into it. Now, if you can't get this low, you might have to stay up like this, where you can go like this, and then flip it and go like this. That's a modification you can use if you can't get your trunk down to get deeper into the stretch, but you could build up to that. So you got about 10 seconds. You want to try to flip and goal it for how many times you can actually switch it and count the reps. There you go. Next exercise. Next up is working on the thoracic spine. So you're gonna get your foot elevated on something. Now, if you're at your desk, this could be your chair. Timer out, let's go 1 minute and set the clock. So this front leg is up, I grab my foot, and then from here I'm gonna rotate up, and then I'm gonna reach to the outside of my leg, and I'm gonna repeat. So we'll get a few reps on this side, say 5, and then we wanna focus on really rotating from the upper back. So that was 5, and then we're gonna switch legs. Now when you're rotating, the idea is not to just fling your arm back like this. You wanna think about rotating from your upper body and then reaching, versus just doing a shoulder movement with this. So really focus on rotating, then go. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 seconds, And the idea is to get dynamic. You wanna try to get as many reps as you can to one side and the other. So you can go for 30 seconds and 30 seconds. But again, concepts with this, move from your upper back. Don't fling your arm. So rotating and then back down and gone. Next exercise. This next one is for a flow to the shoulders and really the spine with this particular one. So we'll be really biasing the lat muscle with this. So we'll get our timer out, 1 minute. So we're gonna rock all the way that we can down to the heels. I reach to one side and I hold it. I feel a stretch right here. I hold it for the stretch for a second, come back out of it, and I rock down and I go to the other side. And you're gonna flip back and forth to each position. Now this is good because we're really stretching that lat, and a lot of times, especially desk workers, we're like this, which is putting our arms down. So if we're like here like this all day, we don't get our arms overhead. So when we rock back like this, our arms are relatively speaking over our head in this position. So we're really trying to stretch that lat muscle when we do this to really ultimately help. And then when we rock back, we are stretching the spine because we're moving in and out of positions here. We've got about 15 seconds. You want to goal it to really get deep into the stretch, reach, feel that opposite side working from the reach. So if I reach to my right, I feel my left side stretching, and then come back. Got about 2 seconds, get one more rep in, and then go. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. This is a 5-minute routine. All you need is your phone. You don't need any equipment, just your chair that you're probably sitting on anyways for that one exercise. So these were 5 different exercises, 1 minute each time, and you could break that up, say 3 times a day. So if you do that 3 times a day, that's 15 minutes of movement versus just being all stiff and rigid throughout the day. So make it a priority, get that timer out, put it in the calendar so that you can actually do the routine, have a reminder to go off, but do them. It's nice and easy. It's 5 minutes each exercise. In total, it's 5 minutes, 1 minute each exercise. So try it out and really get the body moving and flowing. So I hope this helped your body get to move a little bit, feel a little less stiff, and I hope it was helpful. If you did find value in this video and this did help you, I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribe down to the channel below, like this video, leave any comments down below, and I will see you next time. This is Dr. Nick.